As an artist, I think you really need to learn how to create, and there's a real gestation stage, I think, when you're beginning. Growing up in northern Wisconsin meant that I kind of grew up in cultural isolation because I'm half Japanese and my mother's from Japan, my father is American, and they met in the Midwest. The only other Asian people I knew growing up were my brother and my mother. I started doing art when I was young, just as a way to explore my culture. We would visit Japan as a family. I would see things and bring them back to America and kind of analyze and dissect them. When I graduated from college, I was pursuing my dream to become a professional cartoonist. And that's why I initially moved to Seattle. After I had moved and was trying to find myself as a cartoonist, I realized that it wasn't going to work for me and I needed to try a new direction. And that's when I remembered spray paint and stencils. One of the challenges I faced when I first started doing stencils was basically the dearth of real knowledge out there. And you can find out anything on the internet, of course. And there was a lot of knowledge about stencils, but not in the way that I wanted to see it done. So I had to do it myself. The first stencil graffiti fine art piece that I really tried was combining these two different elements. I took this image of a geisha and this image of Ghetto Blaster Boombox from the 80s, and I combined the two. The idea of combining anachronistic imagery to create something that you really couldn't tell when it was from. I really fell in love with that concept. So I created an initial body of work, stencil graffiti, inspired fine art. And I was sharing it around town in 2009 when I got contacted by Art Exchange Gallery in Pioneer Square. And they invited me to be part of my first group art show.
Yeah.
Thanks, and I was kind of inspired by that because I really love rap music, and kind of the eternal combination is the MC and the DJ.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
You cannot.
he's coding.
Yeah. Can't just have one. You need both.
Yeah.
Right. You should be in between us, like
look
some
into
sort of
each other's
peace deal.
eyes.
So the interesting thing, the similarities and the differences between traditional Japanese woodblock and what I do with stencils is that you're carving out the positive space in woodblock, but here I'm carving out the negative space and spraying through it, right? You define the space and the pattern, and then you can use it in as many different ways as you want. And in choosing so, that's where the art comes from. My practice involves a lot of studio work, obviously, which I show in galleries and around town, but I also am a muralist. I plan on being here till about maybe 2 a.m. today. We'll see how it goes. As a muralist, when you paint something, you might get paid money or you might get other benefits like publicity. I painted the KXP mural for free because I wanted to donate my time and skill to a place that did so much for me. And I didn't necessarily expect them to ask me to work in the new space, but they have. So I'll be painting a mural in their new space as well. As an artist, one of the things I'm most proud of is just being able to travel around the world and share that with people. The response and interaction that you have with people from doing art in public spaces is truly the biggest gift you can get.